All right, so Disneyland are making Marvel rides.
Finally.
And we have some suggestions that we hope they listen to. I have an idea for an Iron Fist ride. I've spoiled it.
Disney Imagineers, tune in.
Future Imagineers, guys, buckle up. We're in charge of your future. Toot toot. So a couple years back, they were announcing that a bunch of new Marvel rides would be coming to all the Disney parks, like Tower of Terror at Disneyland would become Guardians Breakout, Mission Breakout, and in the Hong Kong, at the Hong Kong park, you'd be getting a Iron Man experience as well.
Oh, what classic ride did Iron Man take over?
Interesting.
I'm all for a Guardians ride, just don't take away my Tower of Terror.
Nothing,
damn
they
it.
just plowed through a farm and they built it. True.
Yeah, we got a true.
But then they were also talking about, like I think it was about a year ago, a little bit more about a lot of the other parks that were getting some attractions, like at Disney Paris. There's going to be a lot of Avengers, like you get to team up with Iron Man and different Avengers characters and go on missions together. I know they're doing a lot of big stuff at the Florida and LA parks, and also Hong Kong was going to be getting a lot of Ant-Man and the Wasp attractions where you get to like shrink and stuff, which doesn't that sound like a fun...
It does sound like fun, but like what about Hong Kong is like, yeah, we're into Ant-Man.
Hey, maybe where most of that money came from, the profit came from Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Hey man,
that's how we pay the bills. You guys might like Avengers Infinity War more, but Ant-Man pays the bills, all right? So better pipe down. But we started talking about, with you guys, what kind of rides you would want to see. And also I want to hear from DJ as well, but you guys got creative. So I'm going to start pulling those up. DJ, when you think of a Marvel ride coming to Disneyland, what would you want to see? Also, we got some teases of some that are in development for LA, like there's rides that are similar to like Toy Story Mania, where you're shooting at screens. Or a roller coaster that's kind of like a Quinjet, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm all for that. For me, Disney is an experience, right? So it's more about seeing the craftsmanship and the work that goes into it. I'd like there to be a world. Have you ever been to Disney World?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I actually thought about it for a second. No, I have not.
So there's I believe it used to be Disney. I think it's Disney Studios now. It used to be Hollywood Studios. And there's like it's kind of like Universal. There's the back lot area with the buildings. Turn that into Marvel's New York. I want to be able to walk by the Daily Bugle. I want to see one of those like flats that's for Avengers Tower. Like, you know how they have the flats that's supposed to look like a building in the distance? I want Avengers Tower. I want to feel like I'm in New York where Iron Man really could just fly down, or you could see Spider-Man.
Be mugged at literally any second, and I will be saved, but I still got mugged.
I'm not getting my money, but money,
They barely give anything back.
They don't tell you that, but when Spider-Man stops the mugger, he takes the money.
Why wouldn't he?
He'll give you your wallet back and your ID.
There you go.
The money is going to him.
Don't carry cash in New York. That's a good rule.
But I want that, and I'd like to, we talked a little bit about this in an earlier segment about like Haunted Mansion, right? And being able to go on that ride and see, I'd like to be able to go on, what they call those dark rides, I think, where you see the animatronic versions of the characters doing stuff in New York.
Iron Man would be a good one for that.
For me, for Marvel, that's one of the biggest appeals of Marvel, is just this alternate version of New York where anything can happen. That's one of the cool parts about the Spider-Man game, is you can go around and you can see the Sanctum Sanctorum, which would also be an amazing ride.
Going through the
especially with how they do Doctor Strange. Like, you maybe in the movies you could go through the different portals. Maybe that's how you get to see, you go to Wakanda through Doctor Strange's portal.
Oh no, here you go. So you're going through, you're in the line, you're waiting, and you're seeing like all the fun trinkets and everything. You see, like,
in the Sanctum.
Very cool. You see the cape kind of fly around.
Seriously, that whole area in the movie is designed to be a waiting queue for a ride.
100%. So you're going through that, but then you're like, air tastes a little weird. Don't worry, you're getting dosed with just a healthy amount of LSD. So when you sit on that ride, it's like you're being reborn. It's like you're gonna emerge a new person. Everyone leaves really sweaty and their eyes are all dilated, but they're like, you get a
little DMT sprayed in your face, and you're like,
you experience birth and death at the same time. Literally, and you're 9 fucking years old.
Literally, they say a dark ride. Literally, you're just sitting on a ride in a pitch black room, and inside your brain, it's taking you on a journey.
A giant Benedict Cumberbatch face pops up and just screams fire at you. And then the ride's over. Anyways, you guys also throw out some fun ideas on Discord. I have some fun ideas I'm going to throw out there in a little bit, but I wanted to read from Marcus, the Fastball Special 1000.
That sounds a little scary to me, but go on.
That would be kind of fun. So you kind of settle into your giant Wolverine that you're sitting inside of. And then Colossus throws you. And you land in the water.
You sit on Wolverine's lap. He's just holding you like this, and then the giant Colossus hand.
Then you fly out of there, which would be really cool. Also, Jay Shark said, "Here's my pitch: Spider-Man ride that basically the zipper, but every cage is filled with spiders." Interesting. So you could just ooh, so many spiders. Also, the Indy Alto, you wrote a very nice pitch. You enter either the Avengers facility or a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, and the queue is you walking past various offices and rooms from different Avengers. Think the queue from Journey into Imagination. And eventually, you're brought into the office for the pre-show where you're told you're being recruited to help the Avengers or S.H.I.E.L.D. They get either Fury or Maria Hill or Coulson to do the pre-show, then suddenly there is an explosion and someone like Cap or Iron Man appear, and it's like, bruh, New York City is under attack again, so you are ushered to the Quinjet-like vehicle, and they use the technology they use in the Avatar rides to make it seem like you're flying around NYC shooting at whatever is attacking, and you see other Avengers periodically while flying around, and in the end, you win, and you're given full clearance to be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and an honorary Avenger. That sounds like a very good pitch for a ride. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and you could also do the setup where, like, I liked in
I didn't blink the whole time I was reading that.
I know I'm jumping brands here, but you know, in the DC or Justice League Unlimited, where there was like employees in the Watchtower, you could be being employed by, like, you're working at Avengers Tower now, like you're whatever. So it's like there's the Avengers, and then you're working with them. You know what I mean?
You know what? You should incorporate as many different MCU characters into one ride, and maybe make it like a Star Tours where it kind of changes every time. It's like, oh, you're teaming up with Cap, Iron Man, and Ant-Man this time, so you're gonna shrink. You're gonna you're gonna ride the suit or jump into one of the suits and be on the frisbee at one point.
There was a Honey I Shrunk the Kids like play area, right? And but there was also the 3D, not movie, but kind of movie.
There's the movie you watch, yeah.
But I think there was a play in Disney World. There's a play area.
Oh, not Disneyland.
Yeah, let's make that an Ant-Man where you get to hang out with Austin. Austin's feeling it.
No, I was just saying, I love the Honey I Shrunk the Audience show.
The
area is incredible as well.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Loved it as a kid. Austin, do you have a Marvel something you'd like to ride?
Which character would you want the most?
I don't know. I feel like I just want some more Spider-Man action. I want to ride around and swing between buildings.
You know how amazing it would be if they could make it feel like, you know, like the Simpsons ride at Universal, where you feel like the cart being moved around. Have you been on it?
I have.
Yeah.
Seriously, you keep suggesting these 3D rides, which are good, but they do make me feel a little sick in my tummy.
All you kids with motion sickness. We gotta solve that before we solve anything, all right?
I mean, I do those rides. Star Tours, all that. I do them. I just feel a little not okay after.
Oh, you gotta sit right front and center. Eyes wide open. No blinking for me.
I'm more for like Pirates, Splash Mountain, Haunted Mansion, where you just sit back and you just let the ride happen around you.
I'm a bit, but I do like those rides, and I think there's some fun ideas. Like, I would like to be able to spin around, or not spin around, but swing, because I feel like you could, with the technology they've had in those 3D rides, you could actually make it feel, you can get that pit in your stomach when you're swinging, but Disney would nail it. It'd be just enough where it's like, I'm not sick, but it does feel like I'm swinging, like on a swing, which would be awesome. Also, Lizzie McBride writes, okay, so first ride idea would be taking the Bifrost, and it would be the same thing like Tower of Terror with a cool story like scenario for Guardians Breakout. Second one is an Ant-Man roller coaster. The cart would be designed, a design of Anthony, as the ant, and you would zip through giant objects and such. Third would be a ride similar to Buzz Lightyear ride with the ending of the first Avengers movie and having be the ending of the first Avengers movie and having to shoot the Chitauri, which is fun. And also that's one of the pitches for the I believe the Disneyland Paris, which is really cool. It makes me want to go to Paris again. Not just
Disneyland. That's the only thing to see in Paris.
I would love personally. I like the pitch for like you team up with the Avengers and it switches up. Like you could have Visions with you, so you could face through a wall, which would be really cool. So you could look around as you're going through a building or something. You get one of those. It's too expensive to do it too many times. You get one of those. Then you get Doctor Strange, so it opens a portal. You get to fly through there, or you get to fly through like you're fighting like a Dormammu, so you get to go through the dark dimension, all the different dimensions, end up back in New York because of course you do. And then you team up with Spider-Man, so you get webbed up. The silly string hits you in the face. But here are my 3 pitches.
Okay.
Here it goes. Ant-Man escape. Okay, so it's all underground. You have to go underground. And it's all one at a time. You get to actually, they actually make the room smaller, and you get to feel it closing in.
Great, like Haunted Mansion when it stretches, but this is smaller.
Yeah, but except for you can feel the walls closing in on
around you.
And all you got to do is fix this one pipe, or it's like this one little thing that's stuck in like a gear, and you get to pull that out, and you come out, and guess what? You saved the day. And what's crazy is that every time you do this ride, it's always different. And it's always in different parts of the park. what's going on here? Really, it's free labor for Disney, where it's like, oh no, the cable for the atomic bomb is unplugged. Like, we gotta fix it. Don't worry, Mom and Dad, I'll go. And it's the speaker system that's just a little unplugged. So go ahead, no, just kind of shake it a little bit. There we go. All right, come up here, Ant-Man. You did a great job. Wasp is here. Give you a smooch. Whatever you need. It's great. That's my first pitch. Other one, Iron Fist's Adventure. So it's a really long line. Let me know before I even get to the ride yet. It's a really long line.
No matter weirdly, no matter how many people are in line, the wait is just forever.
So long. You could be the one person line. Because that sounds about right, and it would still be long. So you're going to be witnessing the plane crash. This is what made Iron Fist. Not a coming. You're going to get a lot of the plane crash, and then him in New York. And you're going to be hearing a lot of business talk, little buzzwords like synergy. Merger.
You're going to be sitting in those boardrooms as they're trying to figure out.
You're going to smell the smell of those IKEA furniture. All right, you're going to have that, but you're also going to hear. You're going to see people who look just like Danny Rand, like me. There's a lot of kids that look like me. So they're going to be walking around saying, I'm the immortal Iron Fist, protector of Kunlun, and they're going to be talking a lot more than actually showing what that is. Occasionally, you'll like hear something in the background or in the dark that something's happening. You're never going to see a fight. So, okay, that hour and a half goes by, and you're just getting to the ride. So it's a roller coaster that looks like a big glowing fist, and like you actually get to sit down in it. You harness in, and you can put your hands in these little light up gauntlets. So it's like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Like I get to use the Iron Fist. Super cool. So you start going up, and you can feel it like charging. You're like, yeah. So like, and even people have like different colors if you want to. You can kind of like choose between 3 different colors. You're going up, you're going up, you're going up, you're going up, and right when you get to the top, you can feel it. It starts to charge up, and boom, they're like, so sorry guys, we're gonna need you to vacate the ride. We're not gonna be able to do this. It's right before the drop too. It's like, what? No way, not cool. And then you look, and actually there wasn't a drop. That was the end of the ride. You never get any more. And you're like, well, I guess I wish I could go to Luke Cage. And you're gonna be like, and then the employees are like, haha, fun thing about that. And that's it. So there's actually 2 rides there for the price of 1. My last ride is Daredevil Escape Room. And only Daredevil could get through it. Where there's actually no winners.
How about this? How about a ride, an Infinity War ride, where you're with Doctor Strange and he's taking you through the portals to the different, like, you get to the Battle of Wakanda, you get the Battle of
I just thought of an amazing Avengers Infinity War ride. Continue yours.
You get to Battle Wakanda. You get to do the battle on Titan. You get to see all that stuff. And at the end, right, everybody, instead of like, you know how you share carts, everybody sits their own little cart, right? And so at the end, individual carts, right? And then you get to the Thanos snap. And you know at the end of the Haunted Mansion where you're like, a ghost is with you. You get to see, so like if you're in the ride, your parents are on either side of you, and you see them vanish in the ride, and then the ride splits off people. So you're at 2 different gift shops. And so like, and the person in the ride is like, I'm sorry, your parents vanished. Thanos snapped and they're gone from existence.
You know what?
And then your parents have to find you.
So my idea would be that you don't get taken to 2 different gift shops. You get taken to 2 different parking lots. This is the last ride you get to do for the day. You want to come back in, you better have gotten your hand stamped. All right? You're not gonna be able to come back in. And you're like, Mom, where are you?
And of course the parents are freaking out too, because like, where's my kid?
Yeah, and they're like, we can't tell you. Legally, we cannot tell you where they are.
You signed a waiver when you bought these tickets.
Are they in the Soul Gym?
Tune in next summer to find out.
A lot of people also, the Indie Altos, throughout the idea of walking through Cap's museum would be dope as a waiting area, which would be really cool. And you can get a lot of that footage, which would be fun. Sanctum Sanctorum, that's another big idea. That one's really fun. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, but with Ant-Man, I think, because it's just like, it's the same premise. It's a scientist in this, but like this one, you get to like fight stuff, so it makes it like a tiny bit more interesting. But the 4D show is always a fun idea for at least one time.
Exactly.
So which I would be on board with. They also were talking about the Stitch Escape ride, and before it was Alien Annihilation?
Alien Encounter.
Encounter, there you go. There's definitely ways you could take Marvel properties and make that like a Guardians ride or something like that, which would be really cool. Then they started talking about, and Liz McBride, get rid of Epcot and make a mini version of New York City.
No, Epcot's dope. All right,
I've never been,
Spaceship Earth is amazing, and then you get to go through all the countries in the back. Don't shit on Epcot.
But what if one of them was Marvel's New York?
That would actually be amazing. And I would probably get people to do the alternate countries more. Wakanda should be one of them.
What about, and I think
that way you could really mess with kids. They're like, what is it, real?
Yeah, no, kids. No, it's not.
No.
Just stop asking because you sound real dumb. But Vanny J writes a ride pitch, an Iron Man style ride where the kiddies ride. It's a kiddies ride where you can shoot ghosts or whatever, except the toy guns are toy arm blasters, and you laser the monsters down. There you go.
Yeah.
So you get in like
and we're also not even thinking about all the characters they're going to be getting soon. With like, you could do an X-Men ride where you, at the beginning of the ride, you get like, you're this type of mutant. Welcome to Xavier's mansion. You know what I mean?
You know what? Spider-Man ride versus the Sinister Six. You call it the Sinister Six ride. So
that is Spider-Man. Basically the ride that Universal had. The Universal Islands of Adventure had a Spider-Man ride.
I figured they had one. Yeah. Somebody said there's also a Hulk ride at one of the Universal.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
A roller coaster.
And it was one of the roller coasters I went on to determine that roller coasters are not for me.
Yeah, I'm a big roller coaster fan. That is one of the most intense roller coasters I've ever been on.
Yeah.
I was like waiting to pass out.
Yeah. I went on a Hulk, and I then at a different time I went on Space Mountain, and I was like, you know what? Maybe roller coasters aren't my jam.
You know what? I'll try to one up you with 2 rides. There's a Green Lantern ride at Six Flags Magic Mountain, Hometown Pride. Yeah. I think that ride sterilizes men, because it's a vertical ride. Yeah. So basically, the whole ride doesn't go out from one dimension. It's always just kind of moving up, down, side, side. Yeah. Never in a third dimension. So it's all a bunch of jamming you forward into a crotch protector, and then up, and then down again, and up, and then down, and spin, break. And then after you're like, I can't walk right. Yeah. And you're like, so that's a big one. And also Ghost Rider, which is not any ghost, it's not Marvel's Ghost Rider, it's just Ghost Rider like the cowboy at Knott's Berry Farm. You know, in roller coasters where they take a break for a second and then they keep you going, that ride doesn't have that. So it's just constant momentum. If it slows down, that's an accident. That's just full speed until break at the end, and you're like, I think my spine almost snapped on this ride.
Speaking of Ghost Rider, though, I would love a Ghost Rider ride. Maybe you incorporate like
Halloween.
You're on the motorcycle. Maybe you can incorporate like Blade or other supernatural characters in there. That might be too intense for a Marvel ride, but I'd be way into it.
A Ghost Rider ride would be ride or like an experience, something like that, where you like go after the devil.
It's a good way to do a stunt show too. I know we've had the Indiana Jones stunt show for a while, and that's good, and it's a classic. I love it. But you could do maybe a cap stunt. I just realized that Marvel movies aren't really big on stunts. Maybe a cap stunt show.
Maybe a cap stunt. Spider-Man stunt show, which Universal had that. And I remember seeing that, where it's like he grabs like a cable and he attaches it to the back of one of the perps and he gets yanked off stage.
What about this? And then we can move on. But
this is very fun, though.
What about one where you're one of the bad guys? Like you get incorporated, and so you're trying to dodge the heroes to perform your like burglary or whatever. Ooh. Maybe you join the Sinister Six. Maybe that is the Spider-Man ride. You join the Sinister Six and you're trying to duck Spider-Man.
Oh, here's this one. So you have it's like an alleyway where you see people throw fastballs, and so you get to stand near the front, and you get to experience what it would be like to be hit by one of the ion blasts from Iron Man, or Spider-Man's webs, or Cap's shield, Thor's hammer. So they do the math. They're like, okay, roughly it's about this. Cool, 3, 2, boom. And it's like, oh, cool. That toddler got launched 50 feet. Kid who gets the furthest gets a costume.
By the way, I can guarantee that every main actor in these Marvel movies heard this news and was like, they just saw dollar signs. They're like, oh, Sam Jackson is like, great. I'm going to
do a ride?
Yeah, I'm going to make bank forever.
Yeah, that's so easy. Yeah, no, the Guardians. Also, it's very cool to see the Guardians actors in the Guardians rides.
But also cool to see the animatronic rocket. I'm all about those animatronics, man. Like I'm into that. Give me some animatronic superhero characters.
Also, that's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You ever forget about that?
Weird is Vin Diesel, especially when you see Baby Groot.
That's Vin Diesel.
That could have been anybody.
Teenager Groot.
Yeah, it could have been anybody.
Groot.
You did not need to pay Vin Diesel that Vin Diesel money.
Fast and the Furious family. Yeah, that's him. Anyways, let us know what you guys would want to see in a Marvel land in Disneyland, because there's a lot of cool stuff. There's also like a Star Tours you could do with the Bifrost, where it kind of like teleports you around, which would be really cool. You could go to like the Orgy World where Jeff Goldblum lives.
Give me Jeff Goldblum in some of those rides, okay? Please
have him intro something. Please, one of the like a live show.
I don't know. I'm all about it. Basically, like Benicio del Toro does for the Guardians ride. Give me some of that with Jeff Goldblum, please and thank you. All right. So those were our ideas for potential future Disney Marvel superhero rides. I know you've got some. Let us know in the comments down below of what you think would make great Marvel superhero rides. Please please subscribe. Please go to onlystupidanswers.com for more of our content, and subscribe to patreon.com/onlystupidanswers for the exclusive content over there.
Click there. Click there. Click here. That's for you. Appreciate you guys. See you next time.